Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Starting off today's look with brows. Andrea already has her eyebrows microbladed, so I'm just using a pencil to sort of intensify and give them a little bit more color. And I love to blend the brows inward. I feel like this just kind of narrows the bridge of the nose a little bit, and it's gonna add to our contour later on. Next, I'm taking a cream foundation. This one's by RCMA, and I'm just using it to clean up the brows, and I'm also going to use this to prep the eyelid for eyeshadow. So I'm going to carry it down all over the lid. I like to set the eyebrows and the eyelid. I like to set the brows because it neutralizes the color a little bit. And then of course I like to set the base of my eyeshadow. I just like to apply eyeshadow on a set base. So today's eyeshadow is going to be super minimum. I'm using the new Kylie Cosmetics 24K palette. And I'm taking the shade called Thriving, which I will show you later. I'm just using this to sweep it across the eyelid and sort of give it a little bit of definition. I want the star of this eye look to be the liner we're going to do later. So I'm just taking the same eyeshadow on a smaller brush just to kind of intensify the crease a little bit. Andrea has an amazing crease, so I want to make sure that it looks really defined. This is the eyeshadow that I used. Right here, I'm just using some of my concealer and I'm cutting her crease. Just to really just continue on with intensifying the shape of her eyelid. Next, I'm taking this shade, I think it was called Love That for me. It's like a really pretty, like dusty, it's got several different tones in it. That's why I love it so much without being like so like blingy. It had like purple, it had like silver, I want to say it had green, I don't know. It was a really pretty shade, so I'm just taking that all over the lid. So for the liner, I always like to start off my eyeliner just by doing the entire upper lash line and reshaping that lid before I bring it out. So right here I have Andrea looking straight ahead, and I'm just putting that line right where it needs to sit to make sure that her eye is lifted both when she opens it and when she closes it. And then after I have that first line down, I'll go in and intensify it. For foundation, I'm using the NARS Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation. I think I used shade Punjab or Stromboli on her, I don't remember. But I'm taking this on a foundation brush first, and then I'll go in with my sponge and sort of press it all into the skin. Next, I'm just warming everything up with a little bit of cream contour. I mixed like a really neutral contour shade with a little bit of a warmer one just to get a really nice, natural sort of contour shade for her. Moving on to concealer, I'm first starting off by cleaning up that eyeliner with the flat concealer brush, and the concealer that I'm using is Bye Bye Under Eye, and I mix that with a little bit of NARS Radiant Creamy, my fave. I'll just use this concealer to brighten up, highlight anywhere I want to highlight. And before I set everything, I'm just going to lightly contour her nose with that same contour cream that I used earlier. So I'm setting everything in place using the Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. And I'll set everything first with a light thin layer of the powder before I go in with my powder puff and bake in the areas that I want to bake. I'm just taking a bronzer around the areas that I cream contoured just to really make sure that they didn't get lost when I set everything. Today I'm using the new Kylie Cosmetics bronzer. I think I used shade Toasty just to make sure I didn't get too much warmth on the face. I really want my blush to be the most saturated color on her face, which we're gonna get to very shortly. Taking that same eyeshadow that I used on her crease, I'm just running it along the lower lash line. I like to wipe off the baking powder using a foundation powder. So here I'm just taking some Studio Fix powder to get rid of that loose powder, but it also just adds a little bit of coverage. And I also love the finish that this powder leaves under the eyes. I'm taking a little bit of a darker Studio Fix powder and just going over parts of the face where I feel like didn't get set enough or maybe needed more coverage. Since Andrea's in between lash fills right now, I decided to just add a little bit of lash to the wing that I did on her so that I didn't disturb her lash extensions, but also just kind of filled in the gap and lifted the eye a little bit more. These are just cut up Ardell wispies. For lips today, I'm using the Kylie Cosmetics, oh my god, if I say that one more time, the Kylie Cosmetics lip kit. I'm using the Kylie lip liner as well as liquid lipstick, and I prepped her lip with a lip serum first, just to keep the lip from drying down all the way, and it looks really pretty that way. It keeps the matte lip from getting too matte, keeps it at a very nice satin finish. blush today is from my brand Michaeldidthat, and I'm using shades Peach Tea and Pink Spell to get a really nice, like, natural, youthful flush. And that's the final look, you guys. I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial. Please thumbs up and subscribe to my channel.